What's going on, everybody? How we doing? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fix my camera a little bit because I'm realizing I forgot to. Uh, I forgot to fix it. I forgot to fix it. I like it to be a little bit more zoomed in, if you will. You know. Um, hmm. Yeah. I'm also like, do I want to wear this shirt? Do I want to wear this shirt? Do I look like a fool wearing this shirt that I'm wearing? But it's not like you guys are gonna, see it a ton anyway. Sorry, one sec. Un momento, por favor. How are we all doing today, though? I hope we're doing okay. I'm having a, I'm not having a bad day. Not having the best day, but I'm not having a bad day. I woke up with a headache today. I think I got a migraine in my sleep. That's one thing that since I've started having these neck issues and shit like that, I've had more and more is like I'll wake up with a migraine. I'll wake up and I won't be able to see out of one eye, and I'll just be like, fuck, and I gotta sit here with my phone like, okay, dial, work. Hey, I ain't gonna make it in today. Either that or I'll wake up with a fucking headache. And sometimes it goes away, sometimes it lasts all day, but either way, it's fucking the worst, dude. Now, if I cough, if I move too quick, if I stand up too quick, sit down or lay down too quick, it just does not feel good. I feel it here. There's like a pulsating like pain. It's almost like that, and it's like man. It's a little quiet. Yeah. No, I'll just move it closer. I'll just move it closer. It's not like I'm playing a video game or anything like that. Although I will be operating this heavy machinery here. All right. But today, all right, it's a very good day. It's a very interesting day. They ended up doing the trailer for season 2.5 of Fishtank, and I am, I'm excited for that. I you see, I was on Hong Kong too, right? That's probably going to be out sometime next week, I would assume. They released the one that they did before me with Miles. If you don't know Miles, he's someone who does a lot of really good work for MDE, and when he's up here, I'm really happy to see him when he is. He ended up doing Hong Kong 2, and then I did Hong Kong 2 a little bit after him. So my episode is probably going to be out sometime next week. And when I went there to be on HK2, they filled me in on what's going on with season 2.5, and I was really excited to hear about it. It's going to be a really interesting concept, and I think it will work pretty damn well. I'm sure there's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit weird, like GoPros. I would guess they're using GoPros. I use a GoPro for my videos and stuff like that. I'm not streaming from one right now. I got a webcam, but when I make videos, I use a GoPro because I just happen to have a GoPro Hero 8, I believe it is, that I got like years ago. I think like pre-COVID, if not like right when COVID kind of happened. And those things, I am not a fan of them. I need to get another camera, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It works just a little bit too well for me to feel comfortable. It works just a little too well for me to feel comfortable getting another camera right now. But yeah, those things overheat like a motherfucker, and I'm curious to see how they're gonna end up fixing that. They take it very seriously. They put in a lot of hard work, and they find some ingenious ways to handle certain things. So, anything that could be an issue, I'm sure they're going to find a way around. And then also, I'm sure they're going to find some really cool stuff. Like, I like the idea of a survival RPG type deal. If you're going to go in and out, do you want to just leave that open? Okay, yeah, it's just because for some reason it's like really loud today. I don't know why. That creaking door, but anyway, yeah, the survival RPG thing is interesting to me, and I'm curious to see what things they have dreamt up. Right, I think they want it to be a little scuffed. Well, there's scuffed, and then there is technical difficulties. Nobody wants technical difficulties. Scuffed is one thing. And I'm sure that's what they are mainly focused on in terms of making this work, because at the end of the day, well, Max is probably the guy who's designing sets and things like that. I mean, he definitely is, and he does like such a great job. They probably just leave that in his hands, and then they I would assume they just like work on any kind of bugs and other like mishaps, any kind of stuff that could go sideways on them, But I'm excited. Bottom line, okay, I'm really excited. Excuse me. Have a good night, Mansour Big. Is that the Zachary Vered? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. We're lucky enough to get him at Fridays at 9. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about it, because I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not like 1,000% in the loop of everything that's going to be going on. I do know who the cast members that did not get announced in the trailer are. I ain't telling you guys, obviously. At least it sounded like it. They said some names, and it sounded like it was pretty much set in stone. But then also there was another time where they said the same names, and it sounded like it wasn't 1,000% set in stone. But if they are getting who I think they're getting, you guys are gonna be like, whoa, holy shit! It's gonna be really good. You guys are gonna like it. You guys are really gonna like it. And I'm excited to see how everything goes down, because I'm not 1,000% in the loop. I live a little bit further away from these guys. In addition to that, I have a day job and I got to be at the gym, so I can't be down there all the time. Although, I am gonna have a little bit of time off soon, so if I can be of any use to them, of any help, I definitely am ready to be, because I love Fishtank as a project. From the second Fishtank season 1 hit, I was like, I wasn't gonna ask Sam to come on. But I was hoping that Sam would be like, fuck it. Like, why don't we have John Box? I'll call up my buddy Scott. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping and praying, and it's just such a cool project, and I'd love to help with it in any way that I can, right? So I'll have to hit these guys up and let them know that I am available. But I really don't know that much about it, because I'm not in the loop. I'm on a need to know basis with this project, and I don't need to know, because it's not like I'm able to get down there whenever to do whatever. So there's kind of a piece of that I do like a little bit, because even though it's fun to be in the know, it's fun to have all the information and to lord it over you guys, be like, I know this, but you're not. Yeah, I'm not. I ain't telling. As fun as that is, it's also really fun to feel that anticipation, and then have have that load blown all over me. I love it. I love the build up. I love the tension, and I love the release of the tension. All right, is what I love. Lexi DW says, do you own a gym? No, I do not own a gym right now. I am definitely going to own a gym one day. It's just not right now. Not right now. Excuse me. It's just, I don't own a gym, but I am so involved in the gym that I go to. I teach basically all the classes, I'll be honest with you. Like, this is one of the reasons why I'm overweight. It's not just diet. In fact, if I'm being honest with you guys, you may not believe me, but 4 out of 7 days of the week, I diet for like, I want to say 16 to 18 hours probably. I have dinner, I go to bed, I wake up, I don't have anything other than water until dinner. And I don't like gorge. I don't have over like 2,000 calories. I have like 15 to 1,800 calories. Now, I'll be honest with you, the weekends, yeah, I do go kind of crazy. But really what it comes down to, the way I see it, is that I'm not really working out right now, and that's why I'm having a hard time losing the weight. And that's why I've stopped talking about, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to fight, I'm going to do this, going to do that, because I'm basically trying to convince myself that I can and will do it, and I know I can and will do it, right? Obviously, the work ethic is there. It's just I don't spend enough time taking care of myself, right? I'm taking care of everybody else, and I don't have enough time to take care of myself right now. So that's kind of why I'm in the predicament that I'm in. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear about that. Again, that's why I stopped talking about it. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, it is going to be June 1st unless weather is weird. That is what they are saying. It's going to be June 1st unless weather is unpermitting, is not permitting, right? It's already a strong cast. Looking forward to it. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I'm really, looking forward to it myself. Lexi says you're not fat. Look, I'm not sitting here I'm not sitting here like some idiot like woman fishing for compliments. I don't want you guys to be like, you're not fat. Don't do the other thing and think you're being cute and funny by being like, haha, yeah, you're overweight. Yeah, you are fat. Haha, fatty. Like that's stupid. That's not funny. But like I'm overweight. That's the bottom line. I'm like 240 pounds. I'll be real with you. Like I'm 240 pounds, and I wear the weight decently well, but I should not be 240 pounds. You know, I should at least be like 190 to 195. That's like an okay weight for me. I don't mind that. I'm not like stick thin, but I'm also not love handles and gut. You know, that's what I should be. And I gotta put in the work is what I gotta do. Bottom line. But anyway. So what are we supposed to say then? That you love me. That you love me no matter how I look is what you're supposed to say. That's what you're supposed to say. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the trailer. Excuse me. Jeez. All right, let's hit the desktop audio. I'm going to put this up higher just because I want to make sure that you guys hear it, like, very well. And actually, I should turn my shit down just a little bit. That way you won't, nothing's going to blow out. Nothing's going to blow out. All right. Wait a second. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? We're gonna check that out after, okay? We're gonna check that out after. I don't know what the hell this is, but this is the Fishtank All-Stars Vampire Blood Games official trailer. Okay, now when this aired earlier, I was actually laying in bed. I tried to make sure I watched it, but also like I was just. Like I said, I'm fucked up today. I got like a weird pulsing headache, and I was like listening to the stream and the trailer in bed, like trying to sleep off this headache. So I'm not saying this is the first time I've seen it, but this is the first time that I'm gonna be watching like the whole thing, like unabated. All right.
6 All-Stars, glorious returning champions.
My hair hasn't even grown back yet.
14 days alone in the deep, dark woods.
I'm not afraid of monster in the woods. No, they're not real.
Dude, Ty, I love Ty, right? And I knew I loved Ty from the first moment that we were together in the season 1 house, because I came in and we were in that hallway where that downstairs bathroom was, right? And I don't even know if you could see us at the time, but just Ty's comedic ability is it goes beyond like just being like a funny guy with good timing and a quick wit. Like his ability to turn anything into something fun and funny is like immaculate, And I really hope Ty. I hope you see Patrice O'Neal, George Carlin. Overrated, but people still consider George Carlin. Ty Nguyen, all right, Ty Nguyen. So somebody send that to him. Ask him if I said it with the right accent. I probably didn't, but no. But Ty is like such a funny dude in a way that's even kind of hard to explain. And if I explained this, it's gonna look and sound really stupid. But there was a point where like. He didn't know me from a hole in the wall. He had no clue who I was. He just knew that I was like standing next to Sam. I was just some guy who entered the house. He's walking by and he purposefully does that thing where like you move this way, he moves that way. I move that way to get out of his way, but then he moves that way. And we just did that for like a half a second. And he just had this blank look in his face while doing it. And I was just like, wow, this guy... like there was just something about that right then and there. I was like, wow, this guy, like he's good. And again, like maybe you just had to be there. Maybe you just had to be there. I don't know, but there was just something about that where I just immediately understood, like, oh, this dude's working right now. That's what it is. Like, this dude right now, he is at work and he's going for it. And something as small as that was enough to get me to realize, like, oh, this isn't just a guy who came in and was gonna like crack a couple of jokes. Everything is going into this right now. You know, this is a it's work to him, right? And I respect that. He's doing a craft. And again, I'm sitting here describing something that overall took probably less than 2 seconds to happen, but it's teeny tiny things like that will like make or break something sometimes, right? And that's what, like, I love, you know, I love the hell out of him. He's cool as hell, you know. We don't talk too much on Twitter and shit like that. Unfortunately, we didn't get in the house together during season 2. That would have been fun. It would have been fun to drink with him. Me and Ty drunk. I feel like that would have been real fun. I want to get drunk with Greg too. Although, like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna be there for 2.5. You know, whether it's behind the scenes or if you know, they want me as a vampire like some other NPC, I'm down to do it. But I don't. You know, as of right now, I don't know if I'm going to be there, but I'd love to do some drinking with these gentlemen, because I feel like it'd be fun. You know, it's fun to get drunk in the Fishtank house. You know, I did it for the first time last season, and you know, it was a hoot. It was a holler. All right, it was a hoot and a holler is what it was. Anyway, enough of me.
That can't hurt me legally.
Hunt for supplies by day, and at night, get hunted by real-life vampires.
I used to be a wildland firefighter. This is going to be extremely...
Hold up. I'm not going to go on another, like, big-ass rant, but John's looking kind of yoked, dude. John put on some mass, you can tell. Like, he didn't used to be this big. He was cut, he was in like good shape, but you can tell he's probably been in the gym. He's probably been lifting, you know. Either that or he's like me. He knows how to wear clothing that is flattering to his figure after he puts on a gut. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. I don't know which, but you know, we'll figure out. Season 2.5 coming up in a little bit under a month.
It's going to be extremely easy for me. Let's go.
So those right there, they look like those are 3D rendered, I think. I saw those originally. Like I said, I was watching it on my phone, and I wasn't even watching. I was like this, and then I like did that, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I went back to doing that. But like I saw the plane specifically, and I was like, dude, did Max build like a plane thing? Is this like, did they get a drone and they did like an aerial view of the plane thing? The fuselage, because like, you know, I believe Max could probably do something like that, you know. I mean, I won't say it's probably like not that hard to do, right? What do I know? I don't know shit about construction, especially not set building. But at first I was like, like, is that gonna be a real piece? Did they like build a fuselage? Obviously, it's not a real fuselage, but you know, they could make it look like one, especially with the bird's eye view. You know, the isometric angle, that God's eye thing they got going on with the cameras. I don't think they need like everything to be exactly where it is like would be on a real plane, you know. But you know, I'm curious to see what they have for sets. You know, I want to see that if I can. I'm just curious. I'm not sure about this. This looks 3D rendered as well. They probably, I mean, they're in the middle of like building the set right now, so they're probably not going to be putting too much out there that is like real. You know, this to me looks 3D rendered, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm like almost 100% sure these are all 3D renders. You know, especially this right here. That one was real though. That was real. That was a real vampire. You There's almost like a manhunt. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Vampire Blood games. There's almost like a manhunt quality to this. Like, you remember Manhunt, the video game? I'm wondering if this specifically, like, I don't know why, I got a Manhunt feel. You remember that game for the PS2? I think it came out in like 2004. I played that I want to say 3-4 years ago, and it was a really good game. It holds up in my opinion. It was fun, and I wish they made more. I know they made a second one, but I heard it wasn't that good. Although I think it wasn't liked that much, specifically because a lot of people were just being like Nancy's about it. There's some things that are good. It's just people are Nancy's. Okay, I don't want to see grindhouse horror type stuff all the time, but like in a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era video game, like, whatever, you're playing as a serial killer or a maniac or whatever. All right, fine. It's an interesting concept. All right, it's fun. But yeah, I wish they made more Manhunt games. That would have been fun. And this right here, there's almost like a nostalgia to when I played Manhunt, and also when Manhunt came out originally. Because I'll be honest with you, when I was I think I was like I think I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old in 2004, and I was like scared shitless of that Manhunt commercial, man. That dude in the hockey mask, he scared the shit out of me. He gave me the creeps, honestly. John is frickin' rad. Hell yeah, dude. There we go. Excuse me. Yeah, that was really cool. I can't wait for it. I really can't wait. Oh yeah. Hold up.
Once we've
Oh. Don't worry. We're gonna unpause this in a second, right? Anyway, nah, you know what? It's cool. Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I'm really excited to see this, and I love the idea of having people like roaming around. I love the idea of it being like player characters in a video game type deal, except IRL. Live action roleplay. I've wanted to do live action roleplay before, but I can't find anyone or anywhere that'll do it. Plus, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a certain amount of like weird shit that I'm willing to do. But if it's like there was that movie with, I think it was like Paul Rudd and the dude who played Stifler, and McLovin was in it. I forget the name of it. But they had LARPing. Like, I don't want to LARP in the park and have to talk like, why, hello there, sire. Beautiful day we are having in the Shire. Like, I don't want to be talking like that. That to me would be like dumb. I basically just want to get foam sticks and beat the hell out of people with them is really what I want to do. And this feels a little bit closer to that, except I'm sure there's going to be actual legit RPG elements to it, right? They're not just going to be like, yeah, here's your airsoft gun, go out, try not to get shot by people, try to shoot the people, right? I'm sure it's not just going to be that. What was I going to say? It's cool. I like the idea, and I can't wait for it to be a thing. Jeez, I can't wait for it to start. Right? We got June 1st as a start date. If weather permits, it will be the start date. If not, if there's a rain or snowstorm in the middle of June or something like that, then they'll probably like hold it off for a couple of days, and it'll be fun. Role models, yes, role models. You are correct. It was role models. Scott, Dad here. I'm overweight. You should lose some weight, Einstein. You should lose some weight, Dad. Live streamed D&D took off. I really think live streamed LARPing will be huge. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's only a matter of time until people start trying to copy Fishtank. Not saying that Fishtank wasn't inspired by other things. But like you'll see more direct copies of Fishtank. It's only a matter of time until you end up seeing that. And I mean, I'm curious to see what'll happen, because you know what? Sometimes they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. But then in addition to that, you never know. Sometimes cool things come from people building off of things. We'll see though. John's gonna quit. We all know it. He's gonna lock himself. He's gonna lock himself in a hole. Oh man, that's a good one. I'm just looking around right now before we go ahead and we look at this. Man, Unforced Ego for the $50. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. I'm pumped for 2.5. It sounds awesome. Yeah, it really does. I'm actually like mad excited for this in like a real way. Like I just part of it is the unknown quantity where it's like what's going to happen? How's it going to happen? I know a little bit. The way that I've been told, the way that we've been clued into things, it answers some questions, but it leads to more questions, and those questions are exciting. They're questions that you want to have answered. John's gonna dig a grave and just sit in it. Yeah, that's one thing I'm not worried. I'm wondering about is how the sleeping situation is gonna go. I'm wondering if they have dugouts or something like that. And I'm wondering if there's gonna be anything going on at night, and people are gonna have to sleep in shifts and stuff like that. That'd be pretty interesting. That'd be pretty fun to see. I understand that like people have to take their glasses off at some point, right? You probably shouldn't have goggles on for like 2 weeks straight. You should probably be able to take them off every now and again. It's like what Airsoft Fatty was saying. You gotta be safe about it. I could understand if they are like, all right, guys, bedtime, like they were joking about. But also, it would be nice if instead of like bedtime, let's say there was there was like the rule is one person has to be up to keep watch, and that person could get fucked up, and then if they get fucked up, then something happens to the people in the tents or something like that. I don't know, or the dugouts or the flat land that they're sleeping on, the hammocks, wherever the hell they're sleeping. Sam's idea to do a future season in outer space is really great in light of the indoor confinement in a themed environment following season 2. Yeah, we'll have to talk to we'll all have to get in touch with Elon. We'll all have to petition Elon to what's it called, to send everybody to Mars. Is what we'll have to do. I can't wait for 6 Greg cams. That's what it's going to be. It's just going to be 6 Greg cams following everybody everywhere. A golf cart with an airsoft minigun attached. Dude, that'd be fun as hell. That's one thing that I would love to be able to do is like, because I don't know if the vampires are going to be zombie-like or if they're going to be, sorry about that. I'm reading something pertaining to this weekend that I'm gonna be doing. So I was like anticipating this. So I was like, oh, I want to know more. But that's like if I was involved in 2.5, like I would love to be a vampire or someone who's gonna have to sneak up, because like the thing is like this is gonna sound stupid as hell, but you'll kind of understand if like you also played Manhunt when you were a kid. But for one thing, I played so much Manhunt as a kid that I got pretty fucking good at sneaking through woods. Right? Sneaking through woods at night is something I got pretty good at, and it's been well over a decade since I've played, but you know what? I want to believe it's like riding a bike. You never forget. All right? You never forget. But then in addition to that, like it gets me excited, the concept or the idea of it, right? So I'd love to be, if I was going to be anything, I'd love to be like a vampire, assuming that they're not going to have rules about like how fast you can go and what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do. If not, I'd love to be like a boss or something like that, like a boss vampire. I'm the ringer, I'm the guy they send in when the level 1 slimes get fucked up. That's what I'd like to be if I was involved. I'm not saying I am. I'm not I'm not saying I'm going to be. I'm going to let them ask me if I want to be involved. in that capacity. I'm not going to force myself on them, but, you know, just talking about, like, all the possibilities and shit like that and how I feel in terms of, like, what I think is the coolest aspect of it and what would probably be the most fun. Because, you know, I would assume the vampires aren't sleeping outside. This is actually one where I wouldn't want to be a contestant or freeloader, because I don't know about having to sleep in the middle of the woods and things like that. That doesn't sound like a fun time to me. But at least not without like a tent or something. I'm not really like a nature guy. I like nature, but I don't like so much nature that I can't turn around and see like some houses and shit like that. You know, I like a happy medium between in a woods and there's a hospital no more than 15 minutes away. You know, that's kind of my thing. But yeah, that would be so fun, you know. Only blood I'm looking for is Palestinian blood. Uh-oh. Well, Ben, I got just the place for you. Scott, thoughts on GameStonk? I need financial advice. Thanks. Oh man, dude. I hate thinking about stuff from the past that's like that. I hate thinking about financial stuff from the past because I just think about all the stuff that I missed. You could have bought Bitcoin for $3,000 in 2020 when everything crashed because of COVID. And me, I didn't have $3,000 on me, so I was like, no. I'll see if it drops lower, and then maybe I'll buy if it drops to like, you know, $1,000. I think I had like maybe $2,000 in my bank account, right? I should have just bought partial, because if I bought partial, sort of recently, I think within the last month or two, I think it cracked a new ceiling. I think it cracked like $70-something thousand, which to my understanding was it's never been done before by a crypto, you know, including Bitcoin. And it's like, wow, fucking stupid me. I am dumb for not jumping on that. And GameStop is another one, you know. I wasn't paying too close attention to stocks and shit like that. You know, I had already made my decision that I was gonna be Mr. Weed stocks and just playing like the long game with them. And because of that, I missed out on GameStop. You know, and it's just so on and so forth. I missed out on the original Bitcoin run because I was a stoner back in, I think it was like 2012, 2013, right? I'm pretty sure Bitcoin is a little bit older than that, but like it kind of started to crack public consciousness just a little bit in like 2012, 2013, and it was still very, very affordable back then. And I was smoking away all my money. So there's that. Tick check, lol, it's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen. Oh yeah, you know. I don't know when deer tick season is in New England, which you would think I would know. All I know is ticks are bad no matter what. So, you know, regardless of what season it is, if I see a tick, I'm not exactly happy about that, you know. So there's that. Don't get it twisted. Stocks are gambling. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. You know, stocks are gambling and stocks are a pyramid scheme, regardless of what a lot of people will try and act like, you know. Like they say crypto's a pyramid scheme and that stocks are actually good. The only thing that makes a stock go up or down is whether or not somebody is willing to fucking buy the shit. That's literally it. It doesn't matter what product they sell. It does not matter at all. Okay, and you know what? I'll prove this to you. What do you think McDonald's makes their money off of? I'll give you 5 seconds. Real estate. McDonald's makes their money on real estate. Did you know that? They don't make their money on hamburgers. What they do is they lease. They buy up land and then they lease it to franchisees. And the supplies and shit that they sell to the franchisees is like mad cheap. For one thing, they don't make most of their revenue off of the like burgers and shit like that. That's for the franchisee. That's how the franchisee makes his money, is the burgers, the fries, the shakes, and all that stuff. What the franchisee of a McDonald's, what McDonald's, the corporation, makes its money off of is real estate. Okay, the leases, the money that comes in from leasing the land to the franchisee. So the idea that McDonald's goes up and down based off of hamburgers and shit like that, hamburger sales and shakes and fries and shit like that, incorrect. That is incorrect. It goes up because people are like, hey, it's time to buy McDonald's stocks. That's just the way that it is, right? So all investments are gambling, and all investment is a pyramid scheme. You know, boil goes in flies. Yes. Did TJ keep training boxing? I'm not 100% sure. I haven't talked to. I mean, actually, no. I talked to TJ recently, but not about anything regarding that. I am planning something with TJ and a couple other people that's going to be coming up in the near future, about a week away. In fact, next Friday. I'll make more announcements as to what that is when we get closer to next Friday. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really good and fun stream. Excuse me. You could just be a dividend Chad and collect dividends. A lot of tech is high growth and based on people buying. Dividends are at least a chunk of the profits. Yeah, that's actually a strategy that I hear is a winning strategy, although I'm not 1,000% sure, you know, because it could be like homesteading, right? There's a lot of people who decided they were going to homestead, and then they realized that there's a reason why the U.S. government has to prop farmers up, you know, because farmers are always on the verge of bankruptcy. That's just their thing. That's always what they are. What was I going to say? And because of that, there's a lot of homesteaders, including ones that were on YouTube, who were like, yeah, we're closing down the homestead. We're going to move here, right? What was I going to say? But what you'll have is dudes, they make like $250,000, right? And then they take that money and they throw it all in high-yield dividend stocks, and then they go live off of the dividends in like Thailand or, you know, some other third world country. It's actually it's an interesting move, and if shit went south for me here, that's probably what I'd try to do. Although I'm talking like I could just get 250 grand out of my ass like that, you know, that ain't just about to happen. But you get the idea, right? I'd like to go to a third world country with my American dollars, with my real money, and just throw it in stocks and shit like that, you know. Fishtank got me so hyped about boxing. Hell yeah, man. You should box if you don't already, you know? What's a Fishtank Live season? What's a Fishtank Live 2.5? I don't know. I have no clue, but the internet's going crazy about it, so I'm talking about it. That's what I am. I'm a current events and drama channel, you know, is what I am. Geez, dude. Who wants to make $1, kid? Dude, I got a fucking $1, bro. Who wants it? Who wants it, dude? You just gotta follow me into this alley, kid. Behind the dumpster, bro. Yeah, that dumpster right there, dude. You want the $1, bro? Come behind the dumpster. Get on your knees. I'll give you the $1, bro. Yeah, open wide. Close your mouth. Oh, close your eyes. Open your mouth wide, dude. I'll put the $1 in your mouth, bro. Buffett says he wouldn't take all the crypto for free because he has to sell it back to someone eventually. All right. Yeah, well, Warren Buffett can suck my dick. How about that? You know? Like, don't get me wrong. Warren Buffett knows what he's doing regarding stocks, but, you know, at the end of the day, like, he has to sell it back to someone eventually. Yeah, well, there's tons of crypto millionaires that did that fucking successfully. So, I don't know what you want, Buffett. I don't know what you want, Warren. But it's worked. It works for people. Am I saying it works for everybody all the time? No, but neither does Warren Buffett's methods, you know? And he falls into that classic listen to me and you'll become rich, just buy in bulk kind of like shit, you know? He doesn't have actual good advice for you a lot of the time, you know? So some of the and again, like, he's big on, oh, if you don't know it, don't buy it. What he means by that is if you don't know how the industry waxes and wanes and how other people are foolish when it comes to buying stocks because they buy stocks based off of, again, how the company itself is doing as opposed to the demand for the company according to the fucking fools, you know? That's really what he means. He doesn't mean like, if you have worked at McDonald's for 5 years, you probably know something about flipping burgers. So, you know, you should buy McDonald's stocks. And the thing is, like, if he was to explain that, it'd take too long, and he would lose almost everybody immediately. Almost everybody would be like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, I don't care. Whatever, man. You're talking over my head." That's the way that it would go. But like that's really what he means. Is like you have to know the industry well enough as to where you're gonna know how to time that market. Not so much that like, well, I've been doing MMA for 10 years, so I'm going to buy UFC stock because I know that market. It's like, that's not what it means. Yeah, dude, joined the gym and going 3 times a week for 4 to 5 months. Damn, that's pretty good, man. Good for you, dude. Good for you. You must be getting pretty good. Oh, man. All right, I said I was going to watch this guy. I don't even know if he's streaming. I'm curious about him, though. I don't know what his deal is.
Kind of figure out everything now. We have our ideals about what it is to be a human.
Vegan with Sky.
And we could appeal to our higher
Vegan
selves.
After Dark.
What does that mean when we encounter the unknown, new lives and new civilizations? And you get all of these things because at the question in every episode,
I don't know what the hell this
is how does a human still stay human? What is a human?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What is a human? What even is a human? This guy sounds like he's trying to be Charles Carroll, but he's being 100% serious. Like if Charles was being 100% serious every joke he told, that sounds like that's what this guy sounds and kind of looks like, right? Is like if Charles wasn't cool. That's what this guy looks and sounds like. And it's just like, holy shit, just right away I'm like, wow, what the hell is going on with this guy? Jeez Louise. Anyway, I'll click out of that. Holy shit, it's Napoleon Dynamite's brother. He does look like Napoleon Dynamite's brother, but I do think he looks a little bit more like Charles. All right. So, are we ready for some autism? Because we're about to see some autism here, all right? I got something for you. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I will still make a video. Who knows? If this goes well enough, I might just cut this out and make it into the video. But if not, I will go ahead and I will make a video about it with that time off that I am going to have. But don't worry, it's coming. All right, so before I begin, I want to prime you by saying it's been a while since I've thought about this. It's been a while since I've talked about this, so I'm hoping that I won't trip over everything. But, all right, the martial arts spectrum. Now, what is this? All right, what is this shit? As you can see, all right, in fact, I'll show you again. Don't worry, I'll show you again. There's a line, all right? There's 4 lines that are intersecting the line. These are points on the line, okay? This creates a spectrum from one side to the other. All right, now, what do we do with this? Why are there 4 lines specifically? This right here is something that I came to a revelation about when it comes to martial arts, okay? This is a way, you can use this to rank martial arts, not from 10 to 1, but from ineffective to effective. And there's ways that we're going to do this. Now, on the furthest to the right, you have bad theory, bad technique. And I'm going to write that down right now, okay? All right? Jesus. I wrote a B that looks like a D, and it looks like it says dad theory. All right. So, bad theory, bad tech. All right? Then we're going to have good theory, bad tech. All right? Okay? Now we have bad theory, good tech. Oh, no, wait, no. You see, I told you I was going to fuck it up a little bit. Okay? Because it's been a while since I've talked about this. I wanted good theory, bad tech, and then, uh-oh, I'm fucking up in the game right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fucking up. I'm getting stage fright now. No, it was bad theory, bad tech. It was bad theory, good tech, I believe. And then it was good theory. Yes, it was good theory, bad tech. All right, I apologize for that. Forget that last minute and a half. All right. And then good theory, good tech. All right, so here we have it. All right, I got it done. So bad theory, bad tech. Bad theory, you can see I did the D thing again by mistake. Oops, whoopsies, I did it twice. Silly me. Bad theory, good tech. Good theory, bad tech. Good theory, good tech. All right, now, what do all these mean? So there's two things, all right? I'm going to put this down for just a second. There's two things that can make or break a martial art. It's the theory and the technique. The theory informs the technique, but the thing is, good theory cannot be made up for by bad technique, okay? So what I mean is, if you have bad theory, right? Or if you have let's say if you have like a good theory, right? But you have bad technique. Okay? It can either be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how everything goes down. But I'm sorry, Sean. Yeah, chat is on fire. Thank you guys very much. But if you have, say, good theory and bad technique, you can end up having something like boxing, let's say, right? And again, I decided on a whim I was going to tell you guys about this because I'm hoping that I'll talk about it and then I'll organize my thoughts a little bit and then I'll be able to make a more concise video about this. But in addition to that, I wanted to do something other than just sit here and be like, hello, guys. You can have, like, bad theory and good technique and end up with something like boxing, right? But if you have good theory and bad technique, you can end up with something like wait a second. I'm fucking up in the game, boys. I'm fucking up in the game. You see, I should have thought about this a little bit more. What I'm going to do, instead of trying to explain it to you, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put these down, all right? And I'm going to tell you different arts that I think you can utilize with these, all right? So, bad theory, bad technique, all right? A good example of this would be Aikido, okay? All right, the reason why is because in Aikido, the theory behind it is not necessarily that you're trying to, like, actually fight someone and damage them. It's more so that you're trying to flow with them. You're trying to take their energy and move with it and disperse it. And there's situations where that can work, don't get me wrong, but the way that they end up using it, right? The way that they end up using it, I'm not high right now. I'm just having a hard time remembering something that I haven't thought about in a little while. Silly me. Whoops. But when it comes to something like Aikido, you can't really utilize the theory in a way that is going to be effective, because in a fight, if you're just constantly going with somebody's movement and somebody's energy and things like that, you're not actually fighting. You're just kind of going with them. You're kind of moving and not resisting. You're just allowing them to do whatever they want. And I see this in jiu-jitsu with some of the kids that I teach. You just have some kids sometimes, they come in, usually they only last like a month tops. They're just getting their parents' money's worth, and they just don't have it in them to fight back. They don't have it in them to like really try and like win a fight or anything like that, right? And because of that, like it almost seems like they're just like play fighting. They're allowing this person to do whatever they want, and they're just like going along with it, right? Now, in addition to that, Aikido also has bad technique insofar as there's a lot of guys walking forward, literally holding their hand out like they're trying to shake your hand, right? And then like they grab the hand and they go ho 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 ho, and then the dude flips. Okay? So, bad theory, good technique. Okay? Uh-oh. What we are going to have is boxing. All right? Now, the reason why boxing is because boxing is a very limited martial art. You only have one method of attack, and that is using your hands. And the attacks, the technique is good, right? The way that the hands are being used is good, and that is partially theoretical, right? But the idea that I'm going to use the very fine bones, the very fine and not that difficult to break bones in my hand as the only way that I'm going to defend myself from somebody who's trying to hurt me or win a fight, right? That's bad theory. That's not a good way to go about things, okay? So, boxing, very good martial art, okay? But when it comes down to it, it is not good insofar as the thought process that was put into it as an effective form of combat. You should do it, and you should use it to defend yourself if you need to, and it is also fun to box, like to fight as a boxer. But there's going to be people that are mad at me putting that there. Okay, now good theory, bad technique. Okay. Wing Chun. Now, Wing Chun is interesting because if you pay attention to the theoretical aspects of Wing Chun, the reasoning behind they have you do certain things, it actually makes a lot of sense. The center line is something that you see in a lot of different martial arts, including Muay Thai and boxing. But the way that they go about defending the center line is different. Head movement is a way of moving your head off of the center line so that you don't get hit, okay? Wing Chun doesn't do movement, though. Wing Chun doesn't do head movement. They have their head up like this, neck exposed. They have their hands out like that, not really defending their face. And then in addition to that, the way that they do like their lop sao and their pak sao shit, right? The whole like, the hands are in here, somebody throws a punch and they're like, ha! And then they start doing like the fucking like chain punching and shit like that. Even though it's grounded in what is theoretically a good idea, if somebody's throwing a punch at you, you should try and deflect it, try and move it out of the way in whatever way you can, and then close distance and start relentlessly hitting them until you have the ability to get away, right? It just does not work in reality. It simply does not work in reality, and you cannot count on it to get you out of a jam. I've seen a couple of videos and things like that. Maybe we'll take a look at those soon. I've seen a couple of videos where, you know, like on very rare occasions, you see a Wing Chun guy who, like, you know, sticks it to somebody who doesn't really know how to fight. Either that or, you know, they get extremely lucky, which, like, can happen. But other than that, you're not really going to be in a good situation. Now, good theory, good technique, okay? I'm going to go ahead, and this is a tough one, because all these other ones, they basically fit right on the lines. It's kind of hard to argue against them, all right? But when it comes to good theory, good technique, it's kind of tough because there aren't really many martial arts that utilize techniques that are going to be all-encompassing, right? You have mixed martial arts, but that's technically not a martial art in and of itself because it's a combination of a bunch of different martial arts. And in addition to that, even in schools that specialize in mixed martial arts, they're typically going to be they're gonna end up teaching like combat grappling, and you can just take combat grappling if you want, or they're gonna end up teaching kickboxing or MMA striking, and you can just take that, right? It's not like you're gonna go to a mixed martial arts gym, a new age mixed martial arts gym, and you're gonna learn mixed martial arts. You're gonna learn the aspects of MMA, even if they've been refined to fit into MMA. So it's kind of hard to put MMA down on the furthest right side of that spectrum. And then in addition to that, there are other arts where it's like they have striking and grappling pieces, but the theory or the technique, or sometimes both, it doesn't really make it good. Like Japanese jiu-jitsu, for instance. I would put it, honestly, and this is where you kind of have little things that I'm trying to iron out as well. I would put Japanese jiu-jitsu probably somewhere around here on the spectrum. Because although there are some techniques that are interesting and they would like work if you did them, there's a lot of bullshit in there that would not actually work. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do is I'm going to put down one of the closest ones that I could think of, which would probably be like Sanda or Muay Thai. And even then, I'm not really happy about it 100%. The reason why I'm putting down Sanda here, which if you don't know what Sanda is, it's Chinese kickboxing. Sanda is good because it has takedowns, and I mean legit takedowns, not just foot sweeps like Muay Thai. It doesn't have any clinch work, so that's kind of a nah, but like I said, we're not going to get perfect here with that far right side of the spectrum, all right? Now, this little spectrum that I have, it's not perfect. There's things that I want to work out of it, right? This is my magnum opus. This is my life's work here. All right, this is my life's work. If you make fun of this, if you make fun of me for this, just know you're making fun of my life's work. This is what I've done. This is what I've done. My entire 29 years has led up to this moment. 29 whole years. All right. What was I gonna say? No, but like obviously it's not perfect. This is something that I've thought about like in my this is something that I've thought about in like my spare time when I'm just bored thinking about stuff, right? And I'd love to kind of refine it a little bit more, and also like I said, I kind of fucked it up. I realized halfway through I should have switched these two around because it was supposed to go from least effective to most effective, and obviously Wing Chun and boxing should have been switched, right? It should have been Aikido. If I had to do Aikido or Wing Chun to prepare for a fight, I'd rather do Wing Chun, and then boxing, and then something like Sanda or Muay Thai or something like that. It's something I'm gonna work on. I think it's an interesting little video that I could do, and like I said, I kind of fucked it up here. It's because I, on a whim, decided today I would talk about this, and here we are. Where is freestyle wrestling? You see, that's an interesting one, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I would probably put it with good technique, bad theory, because much like boxing, you're using something to defend yourself that is not really 1,000% optimized. It's not the greatest thing. Freestyle wrestling, you're taking dudes down and you're holding them down. The closest thing that you have to any sort of strike, anything that's like legitimately going to damage someone, at least to my knowledge, I'm not a freestyle like expert or anything like that. The kind of wrestling that I did is a little bit different from freestyle, right? There's a lot of overlap, but what it does not overlap, I haven't exactly learned. So, what was I gonna say? You have slams in freestyle. You have like suplexes and different like throws and drops and stuff like that. That those are pretty cool. But the thing is, like, you don't have much else other than that. Other than that, you're gonna shoot for a double leg, take a dude down, and then just hold him down. And it's like, okay. I mean, look, the best way to defend yourself is to just not get hurt. And if by taking someone down, you don't get hurt, then hey, it worked, right? Whatever technique works is the best technique to use. Is really what I mean. And if that works, then great. That's fantastic. You know, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna. It's bugging me, so I'm gonna fix the. Hold on. One sec. All right. Yeah, it's not a perfect system, but it's mine, damn it. But it's mine. And it's something that I toy around with, and like I don't even think there's really a useful like way to utilize this unless you're going to like try and rank martial arts on a non-top 10 basis, right? You know, it's just something. It's something interesting. It's something that I enjoy doing and thinking about and stuff like that. Have you ever taken an autism test? I don't need to. Autism doesn't fucking exist. Like, legit. I'll be honest with you, right? I've been thinking about it more and more, and I'm realizing that I don't think autism exists. Even insofar as, like, a lot of, I think there's a lot of, like, I think there's people who are mentally challenged. They have they have mentally deficiencies. They have mental deficiencies and things like that, right? That's always been a thing. That's always been understood, right? But I think this autism thing is a very new thing. It's not something that existed for a long time, and it's been weaponized, right? Much like a lot of mental illness and disorders have been. And I'm slowly starting to kind of realize that I think there's just some people who are very high IQ, and then there's some people who are very low IQ. And because of that, they have a hard time relating to people, right? I'm not going to tell you which one I am, although I think you already know. I'm proud to be a double-digit IQ holder, ladies and gentlemen. No, but jokes aside, like, I think there's some people who are just very high IQ and then some people who are very low IQ. And because of that, they have a hard time relating to people. They have a hard time relating to people and stuff like that, right? And what ends up happening is you have some kids who are like, they just eternally have that look in their face, right? And that's what we call low functioning, right? It's just a way to kind of explain someone who, for one reason or another, they are not the highest IQ that you've ever seen, right? And what ends up happening is these children, they get accustomed to the idea of them being quote unquote autistic, and because of that, they act however the hell they want. I've seen children who they clearly are manipulative. I've seen some of the most manipulative children that I have ever seen have been quote unquote low functioning autistic, or whatever the new age term for someone who is like on that, you know, that end of that spectrum, right? Some of the most manipulative, some of the most cunning children that I have seen have been those types of autistic children. And I don't think they are dumb necessarily. I just think that there are certain things that they have a hard time dealing with, and then they have low impulse control. Impulse control and IQ are, I'm not saying one is like completely and totally a determining factor to the other, but they are related to some degree. We know that. And in addition to that, because they are different, they have a hard time relating to people around them. So they'll do things like they don't win a game, they don't get what they want, and because they didn't, they get upset and they start crying and throwing a tantrum and things like that. And I've seen situations where like they'll be, you know, throwing a tantrum. You'll be like, hey, calm down. Hey, do this. Hey, you got to get up. You got to sit down. You got to stop talking. You got to stop crying. You got to do this and that. And they'll be like, no, 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 no. Like they're fighting with you about it. And then when their parents come over, right? When their parents come over, they get worse. And it's because they know that their parents are more likely to just give in to whatever it is that they want. Right? It's a manipulative thing. They are manipulative, right? And because their parents are convinced that like, oh, he can't control it, he doesn't know what he's doing, they don't ever like legitimately discipline the child and get him to knock the shit off, right? So because of that, the child goes into, it creates this weird like self-fulfilling prophecy where the child is not disciplined, so because of that they become manipulative, and when they don't get what they want, they throw a tantrum. And then they go out into the world, and since they think that's how they get what they want, that's how they can manipulate situations, they start throwing tantrums around other kids, and the other kids are like, what the hell is this kid's problem? And it's a self-perpetuating cycle. It's self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Now, on the other end of that spectrum, you have children who, they are very high IQ. And because of that, they have a hard time, relating to the mouth breathers, to the troglodytes that's what it is. No, but like they have a hard time relating to people around them because like their interests are different, right? And I'm not saying their interests are necessarily better, although they can lead to better outcomes depending on the situation and how they're used. But if you're a kid who grew up watching like World War II documentaries or something like that, and then there's some kid at school who's like, yeah, I was watching the WWE last night, and not only are you not allowed to watch that, but you like are really into what you are allowed to watch, it's going to create this weird thing where like here's all the other kids and then here's you, and you're like, shit, I can't relate to these people. How do I even fucking talk to them? They're talking about the WWE. I don't know anything about that. I think I'll just fucking keep quiet and listen, and hopefully they won't think I'm a fucking weirdo. But that creates a self-fulfilling cycle where it's like you want to be like social and things like that, but you end up going nonverbal because these people are talking about things that you're either not interested in or that you, for one reason or another, have not experienced, you know? And I genuinely think that's what autism is. I think that's why they call it a spectrum, is because you have a situation where even though there's two people who are almost completely and totally different on every level, they end up in a similar situation. And that situation, the difference is, one, how they got there, but then two, how they're treated, you know? Someone who is quote unquote high functioning, let's say, again, like they change the medical definitions of this shit every 2 days. So, you know, fucking that's, I'm probably not using the medical definition of that end of the spectrum, but someone who's high functioning has a higher chance of being bullied because it seems like there's less wrong with them. They just seem like a fucking weirdo. All right. And again, it's a self-fulfilling cycle. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So they kind of are a weirdo. But then you also have the other end of the spectrum where, again, these are the people who they tend to be in different classes. You know, you walk by and you kind of see them doing that in the fucking table and in the chair. And, you know, they have, again, low impulse control. And, you know, there's other issues that are attributed to them, right? Excuse me. Scott, do schizophrenia next. No, I believe in schizophrenia. You know, I believe it's a thing, you know. Yeah, I don't even have much to say about schizophrenia. Although what I've learned about schizophrenia, which I fucking, you know, I know nothing, but what I've learned about it is I guess it has at least a little bit of something to do with not necessarily like an overactive imagination, but like when you see things, what it can be sometimes is like your brain is overactive in its defense mechanisms, right? So like if I saw this thing out of the corner of my eye and I didn't immediately recognize it for what it is, a marker, my brain will fill in the blanks. And because my brain is so hypervigilant, it might end up interpreting this information that I'm getting as snake-like. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing a fucking snake in the corner of my vision. I'm not seeing a marker. I'm seeing a snake, and I'm like, whoo, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's a marker. It's a marker, right? I like that. That's just my understanding of like visual effects, of some of the visual effects of schizophrenia, and I thought that was interesting because we've all we've all had that happen to us before, where we're like we see something from across the room, we wake up in the middle of the night, we had a nightmare, we turn over and we see what looks like a fucking person, but really it's just like there was a chair in the corner of our room, you know, our cuck chair, as we all have, and we left our jacket on the chair that night. And when we left the jacket on the chair, it was arranged just right to look like a human when we woke up, like half asleep in a bit of a panic, and we happened to look at it, right? I find that to be interesting, right? What's going on, Neon? You missed the season 2.5 trailer for Fishtank, and then also I explained my martial arts spectrum. You'll have to look back at it, although I kind of fucked up halfway through. I mixed some shit up. I don't think I've ever explained this to you before. It's something I've been working on for years, just when I'm messing around, you know? Oh, the Northern Lights are visible in mass tonight? Really? I don't fucking see them. Richie, when are they going to be... I almost said available. When are they going to be available? Do you know how long they're going to be visible for? Because I'll definitely poke my head out and look at those. Excuse me. Just because you say I'm paranoid don't mean people ain't following me. Exactly. It all starts with dad theory. What's dad theory? It's culturally based. Persecutory delusions are largely a Western display of symptomology. What do you mean by a persecutory delusion, Zachary? Do you mean like the paranoia of like, you know, I'm being watched, somebody's following me, like that type of stuff? I'm curious. Or do you mean for autism, right? It's from the big sun flare. There was a sun flare. Oh boy. It should end Saturday night. We're on the edge of good vision for it. Oh hell yeah! I'll have to take a look outside in a little bit. You know, this stream is gonna be a little bit shorter than the other ones because, like I said, my head is kind of fucked up, and the more I talk, I'm just like, my head. You know. Excuse me. I saw them. The sky's kind of pink, and there's gray lines in the sky. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool. Some of us are really just being followed and watched. Yeah. Yeah, we are. Shit's fucked up. Oh, it's too cloudy in Mass right now. That fucking sucks. That figures, you know. That fucking figures, dude. The fucking cock-sucking clouds. Get out of my way. Oh, man. Dude. That shit's ridiculous. Some of us are doing the following and watching. Uh-oh. The glowy meets his victim. Look up There's a Tongue by the Stasi. It's real. Yeah, is that shit where they used to cause paranoia and like madness in people by like they'd break into their house, like if I put this down here, they break into my house, and instead of like trashing the place, they just do that. And then I come home and I'm like, wait a second. I didn't leave that there. I thought I left that there. But and then like it happens so much. That must have been really fun to do to people. That must have been really fun. Like sinister, fucked up, not cool. Obviously, totally not cool, bro. Totally not cool. All right, that is not cool at all, bro. All right, but like that must have the inner mischievous child in me is like I would have joined the Stasi just to do that shit. I would have been like outside someone's door, like, shut up, dude, shut up. He's gonna hear, dude. Holy shit, we're really gonna do it. Oh, we fucking pick the lock, go in, and I take one bite of an apple, and I put it in his fridge, or some shit like that, and then we just run out. I'm sitting here munching on an apple, like laughing. You just see the shit as we're running out. That sounds like that sounds fucking hilarious. I think Putin was the head of the Stasi when that was happening. I don't know. Was he the head of the Stasi? I know he was KGB, but I don't know if KGB guys like worked with, or I mean I'm sure they worked with the Stasi, but I don't know if they worked for the Stasi. You know, I don't know how fuck, was it East or West Germany? I believe it was East Germany. I don't know how East Germany worked in that way, you know. It beats the hell out of me. One thing I'm surprised they didn't bother to do with Germany is like move the capital to a point that's along the border. That was a weird thing for me when I figured that out. It's like, you're really gonna allow the capital of Germany to be surrounded by the fucking commies, you know, and then you only have half the capital too. That's crazy. That's pretty wild, you know. Oh yeah, he was in East Germany as the head of the police. Yeah. Ah, man. Damn, bro. I'm going to give it another minute or two, and then I'm going to get out of here. You know, I wanted to at least make it an hour and a half. If I feel like I can, I will. But, you know, it seems like chat's slowing down. You know, and I don't have a ton to talk about right now either. I had some stuff that I was planning on doing tonight, but, like, I just you know, I don't want to get into it if I'm feeling fucked up in this way. Shit's ridiculous. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be on the Palace. On Sunday. So that's going to be pretty cool. Charles isn't going to be there, but you know, we're going to have other people there, so it's going to be pretty cool. You could go over the live stream, but it was long. Yeah, I mean, you know, fucking what's it called? Dude, my head is so fucked up that I just blanked on what I was talking about and what you even asked me. Like, I have to read that again. Oh yeah, you could go over the live stream, but it was long. Yeah, I mean, I don't think reacting to the live stream is going to be a big thing, you know, because you know, like, the live stream is just the live stream. It's not like they're talking about anything that needs me adding anything, you know. Oh wow, the safe investments passed the threshold to get closer to a public to an IPO on the stock market. Wow, that's cool. Good job. Like, you know, that's not commentary that I need to provide, right? Excuse me. What was I gonna say? Oh, are you gonna do any more interviews in the future? The O&A guy was really interesting. Lexi, if you want more interviews, check out my Patreon. I actually have a video that I'm working on. It's an interview with a former edgy boy skinhead, a former a White Power skinhead, and what was I gonna say? I've had it on the back burner for so long because I have to construct it. Because I couldn't get the guy on camera, or not even on camera. I couldn't get the guy to do voice or anything like that, right? Which I understand. You know, I wouldn't want to be out there as a guy who was you know, part of the fucking Hammerskins or anything like that myself, right? Even if I did move on from it, obviously. What was I gonna say? So I have to construct that, and I'm working on that with Chucksington. But the thing is, I have him working on a couple of different things right now, so that's probably going to be the last thing that he works on. There's a couple of streams that I'm going to be doing that are going to be pretty big, so I want him working on those things first. And then, you know, I'll have him work on the video itself, not just thumbnails for streams and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm really excited about that one. And yeah, it's $5 a month. You can check the link in the description for the thing with the stuff. My Patreon, right? The Patreon account or channel or whatever you would call it. There's a lot of exclusive content on there. Not only am I doing content that I actually have to work on, I'm doing vlog style content as well, where I talk about a bunch of different things. I have 3 or 4 videos that I've done over the last couple of days because these things are just so easy for me to make. It's just sitting in front of a camera, much like in the way that I do now. And those are going to be coming out periodically. Do you take cash for Patreon? What are you gonna mail it to me? You gonna mail me the $5 a month? Stream sniping a free stream is a bit odd. What do you mean by that, Sean? Proud Fishtank investor here. I expect 0 return. You should always expect 0 return from anything you go into investing. That way you'll be pleasantly surprised when you do get a return. That's the thing that I've learned. That's what I've learned to do. Right? Oh, nice, don't suck. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to suck, But anyway, with that said, I'm going to head out. All right. Thank you guys. I apologize. It couldn't be longer. I'm fucked up today. I'm fucked up. I didn't want to not stream. Right? Fridays and Sundays. Those are the days I'm going to do it. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, unless I can't get out of fucking bed. I'm going to do it. But, I don't think it was a bad stream. I think it was a pretty good stream. I enjoyed it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I'm going to be on the Palace Sunday, so I don't know if I'm going to be streaming. But if I do stream Sunday, since we are finished with Fallout New Vegas, it'll probably be another chill stream. Either that or maybe we'll do a silent stream. And if you don't know what a silent stream is, the rules of the silent stream are I'm not allowed to speak for 1 hour. If I speak, if I laugh, if I make any, verbal or audible noise, I'm talking above breathing or trying to not laugh. Like if I'm like that, that's not a laugh. But the second I'm like, the second I do that, I lose, and whoever made me laugh gets half of whatever the current pot is. So, you get your funny videos and shit like that ready to go. Last time I didn't laugh at all. You guys got to do better. I'm also thinking of adding certain pieces to it to make it a little bit easier for you guys as well. Because I have a pretty good poker face. We need TTS. I have TTS. If somebody, but the thing is, it's not through Super Chat. If you Super Chat me, you're not going to get the TTS. If you do Streamlabs. If you donate through Streamlabs, you get TTS. At least I believe you get TTS on this. You should get TTS. But, anyway. So, yeah. Excuse me, jeez. I thought I had to burp, but, Anyway, thank you guys. Till next time. Peace out. And I will let you know about Sunday, though. I will let you know about Sunday. Peace.